TikTok compilation that might wake you up and change your reality. Let's go!
Disclaimer: this video is for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research, as these clips haven't been fact-checked.
Oh my god, somebody's reflection in the glass. How is that possible?
I just caught this today. Look at this. Wow. You're a pigeon or what?
I don't get it. And what made you shine a UV light at the random pigeon?
I want to offer you a job. Are you willing to work?
I am willing to work.
What's your name?
Raymond.
Meet me here on Monday.
Monday? What time Monday?
Monday, let's meet here at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock?
There you go,
10 o'clock,
Raymond.
brother.
And I watch you all the time.
You watch me all the time?
Yeah.
This right here is
Yeah.
meant to be. Today is the day that we're supposed to see if Ray shows up. Everybody remembers Raymond from the last video. I offered him a job. I told him if he meets me today, I will change his life forever. I honestly hope he shows up.
Wow, good job, Raymond.
You showed up, bro.
I've been waiting all weekend for this, man. My dad passed away and
Oh,
things have been rough for the
Rest
last
in
few
peace.
years, and I'm just trying to get it back together.
Is that how you ended up on the streets?
We've had a lot to do with it. It's been hard, but I'm just sticking in there, and I love every day.
Yeah. Where are you sleeping right now, bro?
Last night I slept in a bank.
Yeah.
And sometimes in stairwells, wherever I can, man.
Bro, I could see you're shivering. You don't need to be nervous, bro. This is it. I'm gonna try to help you as much as I can. And right now, you're hired under my team.
To be honest, I've been let down before. I didn't think you were gonna show up.
You didn't think I would show up?
I didn't think you would show up.
I'm right here, brother. I'm right here.
you can tell he cleaned himself up. You got this, Raymond.
Costco's net sales are about $246 billion per year. $685 million of that comes from sales of their $5 rotisserie chicken. They sold 137 million of them last year, according to the new CEO, Ron Vacris. Chances are you've eaten one of those. I have. They're great. Have you noticed they now come in a flexible plastic bag rather than that stiff dome plastic container? If you know me at all, you know I have concerns about hormone disruption from food in plastic containers. And the combination of hot foods and grease is a particular concern. If a plastic is going to leach out troublesome substances into food, it'll do it most under a heat lamp and in contact with oils from that delicious moist chicken. Ooh. So the first thing I look for is the RIC to see what type of plastic the bag is made from. The resin identification code. That's the number in the triangle on most plastic containers. And guess what? There isn't one on these new Costco flexible bags. So I called the Costco corporate office and asked what it is. The person I spoke to couldn't find the answer, but took my information, including my membership number, and said she'd call me back or email me with the answer. All the press reports that I've seen on this have said they haven't heard back from Costco after asking the same question. I sincerely hope that doesn't happen to me. I like Costco. I've found them to be very customer friendly and responsive and accommodating. So I'm hopeful they'll be forthright with the buyers of those 137 million rotisserie chickens with straight information on how they're packaged. They have said that they're BPA free. That's good. But as I've said before, BPA is often replaced in a toxic swap with something as bad or worse. So when you hear BPA free, your first question should always be, what else is in there? I'll let you know what they say.
This guy is a critical thinker. I like that. If you're from the States or Canada and would like to share your experience about Costco, please drop a comment. No music, no whistling, no chatter, just the sound of a collective march. The Matrix is real, folks.
This song that is known as the most disturbing song damn near known to man.
Why? Like, is it just like recordings of someone being murdered or something?
No, it's actually a real song. It was written in 1933.
What?
I guess this was after, I think, World War I or II. This guy
One.
wrote this song pretty much all the way across from Hungary to the US. There was like over 100 people. When they heard this song, they killed themselves.
Really?
Yes, which was super weird about it. Even a couple years later, like after the song dropped and all that started happening, the guy who made the song even killed himself.
Really?
Which was super weird. And it's like, you could just be like, maybe he was going through some things,
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
It was
yeah.
during the war. People were probably depressed, things like that. The whole song was written in minor chords, which is pretty much like all the sad chords.
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
entire
yeah.
song. It's called, I think, Gloomy Sunday.
That's so
you
interesting
know?
how like powerful music can be, bro.
Oh,
like
God.
you literally hear this song and hundreds of people kill themselves because
Yeah. Even to add to it, which was wild, the people thought the song was so dangerous. There was this guy who did a cover of the song a couple years later. They wouldn't even let the song be on the radio. They're like, no, are you kidding me?
it's gonna cause a whole mass.
Yeah. So they didn't even want to take the chance. They didn't even let it be on the radio.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I think they like barely unbanned that song on the radio in 2002.
Cap.
I'm so serious. Yeah.
What the?
Yeah. Super
So they
weird.
whole lives banned the song because so much people were committing.
Yes. Even if
The
it
song
couldn't
is
be the
cursed.
music, we're not even gonna take the chance of it. Whoa. Yeah.
Иду домой на часах пол-первого. Но я же хрупкая девушка. Я же такая беззащитная. Что идет сзади меня? Мне страшно, но на самом деле.
Whoa.
На самом деле я жду, чтобы ко мне кто-то подошел. Потому что бояться буду не я. Это будут меня. И моя жажда мести.
What?
Ведь этот город. Ну что, маньяки, вы готовы поиграть со мной? Иду домой на часах пол-первого. Но я же хрупкая девушка. Я же такая беззащитная. Что идет сзади меня? Мне страшно, но на самом деле. На самом деле я жду, чтобы ко мне кто-то подошел. Потому что бояться буду не я. Это будут меня. И моя жажда мести. Ведь этот город. Ну что, маньяки, вы готовы поиграть со мной?
Russian vodka is very strong indeed.
Open his door.
Why?
Who's at the door?
Hey man,
Huh? Yeah, you can open his door. What? Can you? Yeah, you can open his door.
Can I help you?
Yeah, can you open it? Hello?
Why?
Who's at the door?
I'm sorry, but who are you?
There's someone at the door that's weird.
Yeah, that's you. Please step away.
What's up?
What can I help you with?
Oh, I was just wondering who's this at the door that's answering.
I'm the house owner. Can I help you?
Oh, what is this thing at the door?
I think just a squatter looking for empty houses, trying to judge if the Ring doorbell owner is actually a threat to him if he breaks in. What do you think?
People don't know the difference between the United Kingdom, England, and Great Britain. Each of these names is often used to describe this area in general. But what does each term refer to? England is composed of this area with its capital in London. Great Britain consists of England, Scotland, and Wales. The island of Ireland is divided into two parts. The southern part, which is the Republic of Ireland, with its capital in Dublin, and the northern part known as Northern Ireland. The United Kingdom is made up of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Each of these four countries has its own capital. England's capital is London, Wales' capital is Cardiff, Scotland's capital is Edinburgh, and Northern Ireland's capital is Belfast. Although they share a central government in London, each country has a certain degree of autonomy with its own parliaments and legal systems in Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. It should be noted that the British Isles include the entire island of Ireland and the entire island of Great Britain, as well as many smaller islands like the Isle of Man and the Channel Islands. although the latter are not part of the United Kingdom.
Someone told me every time UK or Great Britain is referred to as England, it insults to the people of Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Is that right? Please drop your comment.
Makes sense to me because it don't make sense to me at all. How we let 13 families rule over 9 billion people? How we let that go on? Like, what is we gonna ever do about that? Like, that's so crazy to me. It's mind-boggling how we let 13 families take over 9 billion people and run their everyday lives. They tell us where to go. They tell us where we can't go. Like, somebody get in the comment section and let me know what y'all think, man. It's mind-boggling. How do we let these people run our everyday lives? Like, they give us bills. They give us 9 to 5s. How we let these people do us like that? What happened? What happened that we lost control over it? Again, how do we let 13 families run the whole world and take over 9 billion people, y'all? How we do that? Make it make sense, man.
The 13 families have help. They have help from Satan himself. If you know, you know.
To its Facebook page, the Church of the End of Times is selling plots of land in heaven to its followers. Claiming to be the only true church, they offer the land at the low price of $100 per square meter, allowing you to own your own slice of literal paradise. They, of course, accept American Express, MasterCard, or Apple Pay, or Google Pay. Would you spend $100 for a plot of land in heaven?
There is a whole new level of scamming. You cannot buy your way into heaven.
Penn once dangled a paparazzi by the ankles off of a 9th floor balcony, and these are 4 other times that celebrities attacked the paparazzi. In the case of Sean Penn, he was filming in Macau in 1986, and in his hotel room, he found a photographer trying to get a picture of him and his new wife, Madonna. Because of this, he grabbed the guy, dangled him off of the 9th floor balcony, and he was actually arrested, but he was able to escape prison because they left the door ajar. Second, you've got Hugh Grant, who in 2007 was arrested for kicking a photographer in the balls and saying he hoped his kids died of cancer. And then, in typical British fashion, he threw a family-sized tin of baked beans at him. The Daily Star reported that the photographer was left bruised, battered, and covered in baked beans. Third, we've got Jude Law, who slapped a female photographer in the face. In 2009, outside of a restaurant in London, Jude Law hit a female photographer in the back of the head and then slapped her in the face. Jude Law says it was an accident and he was just confused by all the flashing lights. Fourth, we've got Kanye West, who had a lot of issues with the paparazzi, but the most insane took place July 2013 at LA Airport. The photographer was waiting outside of the airport trying to, get a picture of Kanye. So Kanye attacked him and tried to steal his camera equipment and managed to wrestle the camera out of his hands. He was charged with misdemeanor battery and grand theft. Must have been a rough flight. And finally, probably the most well-deserved paparazzi clapback ever. Before I get to it, if you do like this content, please just drop the channel a follow. It really helps me keep making the videos. But finally, it's Anita Ekberg and her bow and arrow. So Anita Ekberg, the female lead of La Dolce Vita, was out at a fancy restaurant club one night and was constantly harassed by the paparazzi. They went back home to her villa, but the paparazzi followed them. She grabbed her bow and arrow and started firing at the paparazzi. Turns out, she's a pretty good shot. She hit one of them in the forearm and actually hit another one of them twice in the back.
Does the paparazzi hiding in the hotel room not count as breaking and entering?
Well, if you are being followed by a fly, anywhere you go, such as your home, at work, you're being spied on by someone. And no, it's not a good thing most of the time. Sometimes it can be someone doing dark magic and they're keeping an eye on you, so be careful.
Or maybe you just need a long, deep, clean shower.
Now, I told you about Sandra Bullock being a man. You didn't believe me. What about Julia Roberts?
Huh.
All of them. Ain't it crazy?
There's Julio Roberts.
New top secret footage suggests that dinosaurs still exist. You may have heard of the CIA camp in Peru called Unit 6. And there are a whole host of conspiracy theories that have been made about this camp. Like, people think it's a house for aliens. Now, back in 2017, this man named Diego Lopez decided he was gonna solve this place's mysteries no matter what it took. He decided to sneak onto the secret base. He drove to the forest and parked nearby, and he put on a fake CIA vest and badge. And somehow he was able to enter with his camera. Now, rather than discovering aliens, Diego discovered hundreds of dinosaurs. Now, how no one figured out he wasn't supposed to be there, I have no idea. Like, how did this slide? And that's not even the craziest part. Like, some of these dinosaurs that he discovered were over 30 feet tall.
No.
He quickly took a video and then ran to his car and drove to his house. As you previously saw, there are some clips of the video that is still online. However, Diego has not been heard from since. Now, the videos that I previously showed you are from a video game. This is a creepypasta. Send this to a friend to prank them. Follow my YouTube for long-form content.
I don't know about dinosaurs, but I believe in dragon.
If your right knee starts to hurt, most likely someone is doing witchcraft on you or someone is sending their bad energies towards you. Now, before you guys come and blame me, no, it's because we're aging.
Yeah.
No, it's because of a growth spurs. Let me tell you, there's a lot of haters out there. They don't want you to like succeed. They don't want you to do better than them. So the reason why your right knee starts to hurt a lot is because that's also like one of the most like, it's your dominant, leg. And some people may get on the left side. There's nothing wrong with that, but you may want to take care of that.
If your knee hurts, you're getting old. Period.
Here's where you go to find cheap land that's not on the MLS, not on Zillow, not anywhere but this one site. Go to cookcountylandbank.org. Site looks like this. Click Apply by Property. Click Interactive Property Viewer. Click View All Properties. Click Filters. Under Inventory Type, click Vacant Land. Click Apply. Oh my. All the land that your eyes can feast on, baby. Some of them start as low as one stack-ola. Here's one, $1,000. There it is. Click the top right to apply for the property. It's a bidding process. If you bid and you win, it's yours. Property comes to you free and clear of all liens and encumbrances. You do not need a realtor to do this. So what the heck are you waiting for? Get out there and go do it.
So what's the catch?
You don't get your kid under control, I'll do it for you.
Shyla Monnier and her husband were on a flight from Atlanta to Denver when they had to confront a girl who was spitting at them.
The kid in the seat in front of me turned around and went spit flying all over my face and my husband's arm. This kid was like 3 or 4.
Shayla said that the parents tried to calm their daughter down, but not enough because the situation repeated itself 2 more times.
And I heard the dad doing a lot of trying to negotiate with her. Lots of honey. Yeah, he has no control over this child.
Shayla's husband stepped in, making a remark to the girl's parents, which led to an altercation with the girl's mother.
Then the mom yelled back at him and said, if you had kids, maybe you'd understand. To which my husband replied, we have 5 children and 6 grandchildren, and I promise you not a one of them would do something like that.
Most viewers sided with Shayla and her husband, condemning the gentle parenting style, which did not work in this case.
Look at
Gentle parenting means obnoxious kids.
these photographs. Why are all these doors and windows submerged underground? They've been hiding the true answer to this question from us. In the 19th century, strange events were reported worldwide. Cities were dug out from layers of mud and debris, revealing buildings buried up to their rooftops. It was a global cataclysmic event that buried entire civilizations in mud, erasing them from history. But here is where it gets rather unsettling. The Tartarian Empire, often depicted in old maps, was an advanced civilization that existed across Europe and Asia. They built architectural marvels, had access to advanced technology, and were able to harness energy from the atmos. Many say the mud flood was a deliberate attempt to wipe out Tartaria from history, hiding their advanced technology and knowledge. But it gets even darker. Look at the World's Fairs of the late 1800s and early 1900s. These elaborate buildings resembling ancient architecture were supposedly built in just a few years. After the fairs, they were supposedly demolished. Was this to erase evidence of an advanced pre-existing civilization? The Chicago World Fair in 1893, the Paris Exposition in 1900, and the St. Louis World Fair in 1904 all showcased magnificent buildings with intricate designs. Officially, they were apparently built with plaster and wood. Do these look like temporary structures to you? The sudden disappearance of these architectural marvels raises the question: were they remnants of the Tartarian Empire, conveniently disguised as temporary exhibits that were destroyed to hide their true origins?
Why would they try to hide history? What exactly is the problem if we knew the advanced technology?
All right, now, the Arabian invasion of North Africa was of great consequence. The Arabs conquered their way across between 639 and 708 AD. Many Africans fled south from North Africa to lands south of the Sahara to avoid being enslaved. This is why in Africa today, non-blacks live north of the Sahara and blacks live south of the Sahara. Do we get this? And if you visit any one of the North African countries, the further south you go, the blacker everybody gets, right? Now, those that remained converted to Islam. The Arabs occupied Egypt in 639 AD. They occupied Tripoli, which is Libya, 643 AD, and southwest Morocco by 681 AD. I'm using terms like Morocco because you know where it is on a map. These countries didn't exist under those names at that time. In 698, they appointed Musa ibn Nusair governor of North Africa. However, Musa wanted to take control of Spain, but feared that an invasion at this time would exhaust his armies. So he had to think of, what am I going to do next? Musa ibn Nusair is a Yemeni, so he's from the Arabian Peninsula. But the Yemenis, do any of them look like any of you? Yes. Yes. So that's another story. All right, so what was going on in Spain? Well, in Spain, the Visigoths, the Germans, have been in control for the previous 200 years. And they are the ancestors of modern Spanish identity. Does that make sense? So if you're Spanish, your ancestors are the Goths. Does that make sense? And it's during this same time period, these German speakers basically conquer the Roman Empire. They also conquer their way into Britain, and they become the English. Do you get that? So what does that mean? It means before 500 AD, no, 400 and something AD, there weren't any English people living in England. Do you know where they were living? Germany. Yeah? All right. Now, the Goths seized Spain from the rule of the ailing Roman Empire that was collapsing during this period. So what did Musa do next? He sent a reconnaissance mission of 500 African converts to Islam into Spain, led by an African called Tarif. Using 4 ships supplied by Musa, they landed in Spain and they plundered a port, and they gave the port a new name, Tarifa. What about that? Named after Tarif, right? And what happened is the Moors imposed a special tax at that port, and that's the origin of the word tariff. Right? Did we know this? Aren't you glad you're here? All right, so in 711, Musa sent a second and more formidable African army into Spain, led by Tariq ibn Ziyad. Tariq ibn Ziyad was an African, and he led an expeditionary force of 6,700 African soldiers, 300 Arab translators and propagandists, and they occupied a portion of Spain, and then they renamed that part that they occupied the Rock of Tariq. Jebel Tariq, Gibraltar. You understanding this? Yeah? So that too is named after an African. Yeah? Okay, now European writer from the time period, there's a European monk, and this is what he said happened. The reins of their horses were as fire, their faces black as pitch. Their eyes shone like burning candles. Their horses were swift as leopards, and the riders fiercer than a wolf in a sheepfold at night. The noble Goths were broken in an hour, quicker than tongue can tell. O luckless Spain. Now, can you see that there's a description of the Moors that you don't often see? Faces black as pitch. So that tells us that dark-skinned Moors were the majority, but the light-skinned ones were also there. Right?
Nice lecture, but I think he dismissed the Celts and Picts who were in Britain prior to the Saxons.
Understand government of Canada is putting out a penalty of people who want to leave the country and move somewhere else, because that's how many people are leaving Canada. They're leaving at an alarming rate. Do you know how many Canadians moved to Mexico? How many Canadians moved to Europe? It's insane. How many Canadians moved back after immigrating to Canada? People that have never been to Canada always think that Canada's like this land of milk and honey. It's not, believe me. Go ask anyone that's immigrated to Canada, ask them how different it is than what they thought it would be. You're literally working 24/7. Like, there's no you time. There's no work-life balance. It's impossible to live a comfortable life in Canada. Wages just don't match cost of living. People are just working 2-3 jobs just to get by, and that's like if they're lucky. You go ask the average Canadian how badly they want to leave. Why do so many Canadians want to leave their country? There must be a reason, right? So whenever you say you'll regret it, I'm not like attacking you or anything. You just don't know what you're talking about because you haven't lived in Canada. It is not the land of milk and honey. It used to be, for sure, but you come to Canada, you're working 24/7 and you're barely getting by. It is not what you think it is.
A lot of Canadians move to Bali too. And I want to know how government can find out he or she is living country. If you're from Canada, please share your experience in the comment.
There are 3 things that everyone needs to know about coffee. Number 1, it has to be organic because coffee is one of the most sprayed crops with herbicides and pesticides. Number 2, you should never be waking up and directly having a cup of coffee because you need to be eating first. Even if it's a small meal, you should be coating your stomach because coffee is very acidic. You need to be waiting 60 to 90 minutes from the time you wake up until your first cup of coffee, because if you're having it within that window, all you're doing is stressing out your cortisol levels, which is really terrible for your hormones. Those 3 things when it comes to coffee are my non-negotiables.
My dad drink coffee early morning for all his life, black coffee, and never have any problem. He passed last year at the age 93.
Oh my god, you guys, this is the end of the times. We're not supposed to be seeing this kind of creature. This video was recovered from the Bermuda Triangle. This creature came out of nowhere and the diver was graciously attacked. The only footage recovered, they all died, it ate them, but we're not supposed to see this. This is the oarfish cousin, and you know what happens when the oarfish come out?
That is so not an oarfish, genius, and that is not Bermuda Triangle. It's Papua New Guinea. It's actually very close to Indonesia. This guy.
The more you raise your vibration, the more people are going to think that you are better than them. And the reason for that is that when you're on a high vibration, you bring out people's insecurities. You bring out people's demons, right? And they don't like it. So when that happens, they're not going to understand why it's happening. But it's happening, right? And what they don't understand, they seek to destroy. They want to bring down. They want to, if you're a confident person, they're going to say, man, like your head is too big or whatever it may be. So be prepared for that when you start raising your vibration. It's not that you are better than them. It's just that you are showing them a part of them that they're not able to tap in. Y'all stay tuned into the next video.
Pay attention to the jokes. They suddenly begin dropping. Don't go anywhere because we still have fire clips after fire clips back to back.
Should the Vatican have included the term interdimensional beings in its recent guidance update regarding the supernatural phenomena and other apparitions? Many think they should have. Some individuals have also suggested a less earthly reason for the Vatican's guidance update, saying that the rise in information and interest in UFO and UAP topic in recent years might be part of the reason. As described, an apparition refers to the appearance of a spiritual or supernatural visitor, most likely with instances involving a divine entity. With so much talk of interdimensional beings associated with UFOs and UAPs lately, it seems like it may coincide with what the Vatican is talking about. Could this video footage captured by a security camera explain why the Vatican is updating its new guidance in handling apparitions and other supernatural phenomena? Could this be an example of an interdimensional being exiting a craft of some sort? What do you think? Do you believe?
The Vatican is the last place you want to get advice from. Ooh.
This is a rare phenomenon, and there is a weird reason why it happened. Everything has a natural frequency or set of frequencies at which they vibrate. This is a fundamental concept in physics, also known as resonance. We all know how bats use sonar frequencies to navigate and locate their food when they're in the dark. But somehow, the bat's sonar frequency in this video is similar to the frequency at which this lens vibrates, which is a rare crossover. Not to mention that if it gets it right, it might just shatter the lens. I don't know if the bat did it on purpose or if it was an accident, but this video is real, not edited, so...
When they feel threatened, They attack with sound.
The founder of IKEA was the greediest man ever.
What?
When Ingvar Kamprad was 5 years old, he began selling matches to his neighbors. At the age of 17, he started IKEA. He spent the money his father had given him for achieving academic success. He became a millionaire within a few years. But throughout his whole life, he was exceedingly frugal. Kamprad drove a 1993 Volvo 240 and always traveled in economy. The vehicle was over 2 decades old. It wasn't until someone persuaded him that driving was too risky that he changed it. The car had cost him $20,000. When he sold it, it was only worth a few $1,000s. Kamprad did not consider it to be an issue. "It's almost new, it's just 15 years old or something," he replied. He was also spotted on a public transport. He was often carrying around sachets of salt and pepper when eating out. He carried tea bags back to use. Just before the street markets closed for the day, he went to the vegetable markets. He was able to get produce for half price as a result. He went to the neighborhood flea markets to buy clothing. He left Sweden's higher taxes for Denmark in 1973. Then he went to Switzerland in search of even reduced taxes. After leaving Sweden for tax concerns 40 years earlier, Kamprad made his way back in 2014. He told a reporter that every article of clothing he was wearing was from a flea market. At the after-Christmas sales, he purchased gifts and Christmas paper. Everything in his little Swiss home was purchased from IKEA. He put them together by himself. He requested that IKEA staff members use the entire document. They were required to turn out the light whenever they exited a room. If not, Kamprad would become quite irate. In the Netherlands, Kamprad spent $27 on a haircut in 2008. He said it was too expensive for his family's budget in a later interview. "Usually time I travel to a developing nation, I attempt to get a haircut. It was in Vietnam the last time," he remarked. Kamprad never chartered, much less flew in first or business class. When he traveled, he always stayed at budget lodgings. He also avoided eating at fancy places. Usually, he would eat at the nearby IKEA. He had the same order every time: mashed potatoes, meatballs, and $4 worth of lingonberry jam. He always had the sachets of pepper and salt, of course. Kamprad was once turned away from a gala concert after taking the bus there. He was going to be awarded Businessman of the Year at this particular event. On January 28, Kamprad, 91, passed away. He had a $58 billion net worth.
Ooh.
His 4 children, Peter, Jonas, Matthias, and Annika, received half of his inheritance. The remaining funds will be used to boost business in northern Sweden. That was the wish of Ingvar Kamprad.
There you go.
It was written by him in 2014.
That's not greedy, that's frugal. Nothing wrong with being frugal, regardless how much money you have. He respected money, but never let it control him. Respect.
You are about to get more than what you asked for. You are about to get more than what you prayed for. You're in a divine season of overflow. You're in a season of abundance. No one can stop you. No one can block you. You are about to get more. This is your return on investment week. This is the time frame. Whenever you see this video, this is the time frame to get in alignment and stay there. Not to focus on negativity, negative situations, or negative people. This is your time frame to get in alignment and stay there, because you're walking into your highest time frame. You're walking into your It's abundant season. It's a season of abundance, and you're about to get more than what you asked for. Right now, my light should be live. I'm going live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, June 16th, which is right now. Click the light, grab your notebook, grab your writing utensil, come and take some notes so we can grow all 2024 and more.
Amen. I received it in the name of Jesus Christ.
What happened to Hawaii?
What happened to Hawaii, y'all? Anybody heard from them island people? Did they get their land back? Or did they all get killed? Did they find all them missing people? What the hell happened? was like that shit just dropped off. But if there's anybody out there that can answer that question, y'all let me know. What the hell happened to the Hawaii and to the people in Hawaii? Did they ever find them?
Any Maui residents here have answers? Please drop a comment.
Most people in the West have no idea what this is, and we need to talk about it. This is the Vajra. It is the weapon of the gods, and we first see this in the Rig Veda. In the Rig Veda, Lord Indra uses this weapon to slay Vritra, a demon snake. Marduk from Babylon also uses this weapon. Zeus also uses this weapon. Tlaloc also has one of these, so does Raijin from Japan. Even Cybele is shown using one of these weapons, so why do we see this all across the world, and why are they always using lightning fighting demons? The most popular video on here is describing the technology in the Vedas, and that's what we will go back to. They were masters of vibration, physics. You see it all throughout their temples. You see frequency design in these stepwells, and the temples themselves are giant resonators. Even the particle accelerator at CERN matches almost exactly with the Delwara temple ceiling. Now you know why there's a Shiva statue outside of CERN. Back to the Vajra. Open Vajra, very dangerous weapon, always depicted as such. Closed Vajra contains the energy to be used within for meditation. Vajrayana Buddhism is focused around this. You should probably sit down. If we mirror the Mandelbrot fractal, you get the design of almost every Vajra you will see. If you just replace one side with the Mandelbrot fractal, it pretty much completes the design. Vajra is said to be as powerful as thunder. Resonating with the shape of an infinite fractal is a good place to start for that. The handle lines up with the first 3 bulbs of the Mandelbrot. Each break is characterized by a spiral design. If we go into any border on the Mandelbrot, what do we see? Spirals. Almost always the prongs on the Vajra are depicted with the dragon breathing fire. If we feather the tails on the fractal, that's what the white part is. We get something that looks like fire, lightning, plasma. So how does one turn these things on? I'm not going to tell you, or you're going to go to the dark side, and we're going to have to do battle. Even Elon Musk has one of these on his bedside table. It's quite the secret, and I'm not in the business of giving the nuclear launch codes to children. I'm kidding, because you can't even use it. Here's why. Each one of these weapons is activated by frequency, like Excalibur or Thor's hammer. If you do not have the frequency to match the weapon, it won't work. Eastern medicine uses the frequencies of the body every day, and we know the frequencies of the mind. We can read those. The whole point of chakra science is to sync these up so that your frequency is coherent. This requires mastering the base desires and cultivating the mind. But the failsafe is the heart. Heart is the driver of life. It has its own frequency. If your heart's not in the right place, all of the cool stuff in the higher dimensions is denied to you. If all your frequencies are chaotic, that signal is neutral. If they are aligned, it's amplified. That's how waves work. These artifacts come from a time when this wasn't technology, this was technology. But today, we're too busy arguing who did it first and who gets the credit instead of matching up these simple patterns and figuring it out. Video covers 4 pages of my new book. It comes out Monday. It is a sequel to Codex Esoterica, and it's a part of my series on esoteric education. This one's still my most useful book. It's a self-help book. Shows you how to use all this. If you haven't read any, I'm having a bundle sale right now until Monday. You can go there and find it, or you can just go to the link in my bio, where it'll take you to all the stuff I have, even the physical copies, and those are on Amazon.
I think I might have one somewhere in my mother's house. I remember playing it when I was a child.
Every so often, I come on here to remind you, mark your door. The summer solstice is coming. It's a huge portal period. And then a lot more is going to pop off the first week of July. A lot more energetically. If you're dialed in, you'll feel it. And if you're numb and docile, you probably won't. Either way, please mark your door. All right. I have videos that you can search and find that, or a playlist somewhere, spiritual protection or something, because inevitably there's a lot of questions if this video goes anywhere. But I also want you guys to clean your home. And they're specifically talking about, like, they keep showing me like garbage bags full of like clothes, just old energy stuff that have been stored. Get rid of it. It's time to get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? Just get your energy as clear as possible. Yeah? Give yourself the best opportunity.
When I pray every night, I cover and seal myself, my loved ones, and my homes with the blood of Christ.
This eye trick is bonkers. Lady Gaga can do it.
I'm sort of like, I always am like wondering, like, who am I?
Miley Cyrus can do it.
A little doll.
This reporter can do it.
See, look at us. Hello.
Eminem can even do it in slow motion. If you're wondering just what it is they are doing, listen to Katy Perry's explanation.
I do this pose called doll eye. I can close one eye at a time and still maintain all function. I've sat in a hair and makeup chair for 15 years. If they're putting eyeshadow on this eye and someone's putting my hair up into a French twist, I want to give notes in real time.
But thousands of people do not believe her. They say she lost control when this happened on live TV.
My cat just shot me in the face with anal gland discharge, and I'm not being dramatic at all when I tell you that I don't think I'm ever gonna recover from this.
So the anal glands on cats are important for scent marking and communication amongst other cats. However, they can contain a fair amount of bacteria, including E. coli, Proteus, Bacteroides, and others. It's important if you get these secretions in your eye to irrigate out your eye for 15 to 20 minutes and seek medical attention because you may need antibiotic eye drops to help avoid infection.
Oh, that smell. No, you're not being over dramatic.
So a couple of people tagged me in this video and we gotta watch it. What $80 gets you in Japan. I didn't even know Japan could get you any kind of living space for $80 a month. But let's find out. I'm very intrigued by this.
This is what $80 gets you in Japan. Subsidized housing edition. So this is my entrance area. And please ignore the moss. I don't know how to stop that. This is my
Okay, interesting entrance. I like the chrome door. I didn't expect that, but let's continue.
So, right when you open the door, you are greeted with a cat. It comes, please ignore this. It comes with, a sink, and we got a bathroom that's separated, sorry, I got the light. That's separated from everything else. When you open this door, you get the kitchen. Please excuse the mess, okay? I just wanted to show you. Where's the remote? You already know I hate the big light because I gotta think. I was gonna change the bowl, but this makes it less bright. Okay, I know it looks trashy. You open this area, you get kind of like the living room. I don't know what you call it in Japan. Is it still called a living room? I bet it's not. Living room area. I don't really use. It's more like my cat's area. Hello.
Okay, I mean, for $80, I would totally take this for $80. You know how much money you could save? Pretty interesting so far. Let's see what else this place has to offer. I'm honestly very intrigued. I did not expect
it's not
this
bad.
much for $80 US a month.
They give you, by the way. So, I mean, can't really complain. It's pretty cheap. It's pretty damn cheap. I gotta do laundry real quick, so let's just go ahead and do that.
Bro, I mean, it comes with everything. Like, literally everything. And it has a second floor? Oh, we gotta see this.
Long ass staircase. There's no railings like in America, so you just gotta have to get used to either monster crawling up the stairs or what. Here's my spare room. Hi. I do not use. I'm scared to open this. There's no spiders, right? I've lately been dealing with spiders, but hey, watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Watch out!
What's
Nosy. We got some more storage up here. We got a balcony that I don't really use, just because there's no need to use the balcony.
What?
And then when you open this door, you get my room. Excuse the bloody mess right now, okay? It's everywhere. But anyways, that's what, $80?
I take it. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I mean, you have everything. I think there's nothing to complain about here, honestly. I think this is perfectly fine for $80 a month. Drop it down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think.
What's the hourly wages they make in Japan to begin with?
This is how bad spirits get in your house. Number one, people that have bad spirits, they pretend to like you, they sit on your couch, they watch everything. Their emotions are not right. Their mind is not right. They hate what you got. They can't stand to see you happy. That kind of energy will stay in your house when they leave. Number two, buying things from the yard sales. Certain items have spirits attached to them. Why you think something that's so valuable, they selling it for cheap?
Yep.
Think about that. Number three, dating somebody that's always angry, y'all argue all the time. It's something in that person and they trying to ruin you. And as long as that person there, you're not gonna get nothing. You falling apart with that person. And everything around you gonna fall apart because that person is sitting that kind of vibe all around your house. And you wondering why you losing a lot. Get away from somebody like that. Number 4, watching horror movies. You ever watched a horror movie that's so creepy it makes you want to turn off? Your spirit knows something ain't right about that movie. Whatever's in that movie go enter into your house. These TVs ain't nothing but black mirrors, a reflection of darkness.
Parents, listen to this very carefully. Make sure your kids take math seriously.
Next question is, what is the value of 255? Scott.
5,000.
5,000 is the correct answer. And the next question is, the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 can be arranged to... Scott.
60.
60 is the correct answer.
Scott Wu is no longer a kid. He became an engineer at IBM, and then he created Cognitive Labs, and then he built an AI software called Devin, which they raised $175 million in 6 months, and the valuation is now $2 billion.
Wow.
If there's one thing that's going to be needed in the future, it's going to be math. AI is all math. Predictive analytics, all math. Everything with what's going to be happening with AI in the future of technology will have to do with math. If your kids are not good in math, get them a tutor.
This child is just gifted.
Yo, y'all see this guy and this rare diamond he got? Watch what happens when he brings it to the pawn shop, man. This is crazy.
That's it. Where you get that from, fam? What is that? That's a diamond? Yeah. From which country? I ain't gonna lie, that's hard. That's very That's a black diamond? That's a beautiful diamond. Man. What color do you think it is? Oh, that's sick. That's sick. There's a little black diamond in there too, right? That's no. Hold on, son. Let me see. How much is it worth? Boss, it's priceless. You gotta tell me what you want to get.
Priceless.
I don't know. I need a couple $100,000 mil. I need a couple mil. Crazy. Couple $100,000. Yeah, a couple mil. What's the least you take, man? How much mil? So I came in with a rock like this before? No, nobody ever came with a rock like this before. I got money, bro. You gotta talk nice real quick. Like, tell me if you take a chunk of how much would it be. No, if I take it all like that, I don't give you nothing back. What you want for it? A lot. Out of cash, nothing back. No one cash. Low on cash. I'll write you a check. I'll write you a check. How much? What cash? That thing's big, boss. $250,000, right? Yeah, let me give you another $250,000. We don't have that kind of cash. How much cash you got right now? Like $100. You bugging. Nah, I don't trust nobody with that. You got $100? You want to come back tomorrow? Me? Alright, so you can't hold my rock. I'll come back tomorrow and just pay me the rest. You're gonna leave somebody? I'm leaving you with this. Man, don't trust nobody with that, boss. I'll put that in the safe. I don't have enough cash to really go back.
He has concrete evidence that is a diamond. You know what I mean? Alright folks, I'm going to end our video with this coming clip. Be kind to each other. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And don't forget to like or dislike so I can make better content. Thank you for staying till the end. If you want to buy me coffees or support me through Patreon, the links are in the description below. Thank you for watching. Have a prosperous day. And God bless.
One day in Thailand. 1 week in Thailand. 1 month in Thailand. 3 months in Thailand. Hello, Big Boy. Are you from Sri Lanka?